My name is Megan. What you're about to hear is not a made-up story. This really happened to me, and for a long time, I wished I could forget it. But you don't forget something like this. It all happened in November of 1989. I was 24 years old and living alone in a small house in Shreveport, Louisiana. I worked as a nurse aide, but I was off that week. I lived a quiet life. I liked reading, cooking, and watching movies. And I had this habit. Whenever it rained, I would leave a window slightly open to sleep. I liked how the rain sounded. That night, it rained non-stop. I went to bed like I always did. I left the laundry room window slightly cracked open. I liked feeling the damp air. Around 2:15 in the morning, I woke up. Not because of a noise. It was a feeling, like something was wrong. I sat up in bed, and that's when I saw him. A figure, standing in the doorway. He was tall, completely still, just breathing, loudly. He didn't say a word. He just stared at me. I froze. I literally couldn't move. I couldn't scream. And the moment I tried to shift, he ran toward me. He threw me from the bed to the floor with force and covered my mouth. I could feel his breath, his strength, his smell. He never said a single word. He just held me down, like he was waiting for something. By instinct, I managed to reach my arm out and push the nightstand lamp. It fell and shattered loudly on the floor, and for some reason, that stopped him. He looked at me for a few seconds, and then he simply turned around and climbed out through the same window he had entered. I lay there on the floor, frozen. I could barely process what had just happened. When I finally got up, I ran to the phone and called the police. I couldn't stop crying. They searched the house, checked the window, and looked for prints. They asked me questions. I had no enemies, no violent exes, no suspicions. They told me it was likely a burglary gone wrong, but I knew it wasn't. He wasn't there to steal anything. He was after something else. For weeks I couldn't sleep. I moved in with a friend, installed an alarm, changed all the locks. But even then, I always felt like someone was watching me. 5 years went by. In 1994, on a regular night, I saw something on TV that froze my blood. The arrest of a serial killer named Danny Rolling. They called him the Gainesville Ripper. He had brutally murdered 5 college students in Florida, but then they linked him to a murder case in my city, Shreveport, days before he broke into my house. It was the Grissom family. Julie, 55 years old, her son Tom, 24, and her grandson Sean, just 8. All 3 were murdered with unspeakable violence, and Rolling had been in Shreveport at the time. A detective contacted me. He told me that Rolling's method of entering homes, how he stalked his victims, all of it matched what happened to me. Even the prints on my window matched. Everything pointed to him. I'll never know for sure, but probably I was on his list. Maybe he had already chosen me, or maybe that night just wasn't my turn. Danny Rolling was sentenced to death in 2006. Before his execution, he confessed to the Grissom murders, but he never mentioned my case. I'll never know why he let me live. Later, I found out his crimes inspired the Scream movie franchise. The killer in those films, Ghostface, was based on him. How he entered homes, how he watched his victims, and that's when I realized something. I didn't just survive a serial killer, I survived that killer, the man who inspired an entire horror franchise, and that still haunts me to this day. Sometimes I wake up and feel like someone is standing in the doorway, because now I know exactly what that feels like. I didn't choose this, but I survived to tell.